Colin, I suppose a good atmosphere in the squad this week anyway after last Friday's win. It was a great win, probably your best league win in quite a while.
It was. As I said, the lads came in. The confidence is high at the moment. It was a difficult game against Galway. Listen, they're a very good side, and I thought it was a fantastic performance, and delighted for the lads.
And it's a good run now you're on. You've had the Galway win, the win against Sligo, and 5 games unbeaten in total. So there's a nice bit of momentum building there now as well.
Yeah, no, there is. And I said, listen, winning games creates confidence. The players have that at the moment. We've got another massive game now Friday night against Cobh. But yeah, you can see it. You can see the performance against Galway. I thought the players were brilliant. We asked them to go and do a job, and they did it. I think we got 3 fantastic goals, and it was great to see Sean Kennedy come on. Obviously, just after signing his contract, coming on and getting the winner, it was great. And he said, listen, another player from the academy coming on, and it just shows you the strength of our academy.
Absolutely, and there's a lot of guys coming through like that, and I mean you've been using a lot of those guys throughout the season, Colin, but it's nice to see some of them getting the goals now and so on, isn't it?
No, it is. Listen, and it's performances have been good. It's just that getting the 3 points sometimes there we just mistakes have cost us. But as I said, when the lads go on the pitch to give everything, and obviously they got the rewards against Galway on Friday night. So it was a massive win for us, and the challenge now is to repeat that now Friday night against Cobh. Absolutely,
and you played Cobh twice already this season. It's 1 game apiece. You beat them in the cross. They beat you down in Cobh. So you'll be going for the victory now on Friday to win the overall.
No, listen, it's every game. I say it all the time, is that we want to go and win every game. Sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't. But as I said, Cobh is always a difficult game. As I said, even the first game at Turner's Cross, it could have went either way. Down in Cobh, listen, we had a lot of possession, we had a lot of chances, but they got the goal and they got the 3 points. So I think it's made to be an entertaining game Friday night.
And it's a local derby as well, which is great, and it's the first of the local derbies now this season that the fans are in first. So you'll have a lot of Cork City fans there. There'll probably be a few fans up from Cobh as well, so it should be a good atmosphere.
Listen, it's great, Colin, as I said. Listen, we need to get the fans back into Turner's Cross, and just for football, just in general in football, is just that, it's get the fans back in Cork against Cobh, have a good atmosphere, people can enjoy themselves, and hopefully we put on a good performance and get the 3 points.
You're missing a few big players in recent weeks, Colin. Obviously, the centre halves, Hakkinen and Heaven, you've been missing, like Garrod, Stephen Beattie. But despite that, you've had good performances, and you got the win the other night. So, it shows you have a good bit of strength and depth now as well, doesn't it?
No, as I said, yeah, listen, they're experienced players. The players that have come in. Josh Honan has been fantastic. Keane Coleman's gone at the back, played at the back. He's been brilliant. But it's a lot of players from the academy have come through, and they've done fantastic. As I said, we're probably going through the team against Galway. Probably out of the starting team, we probably had about 7 or 8 players that came through the academy, and it's great to see. And the goals that we've got, it was brilliant. So it's probably all the work that they have done over the years, and the coaches that. Obviously, people are seeing that now, is that the quality that the players have, and it has taken a time. It has taken a while as well, Colin. As I said at the start of the season, we were probably a lot of players questioning and say, listen, are they good enough? But for us to go up to Galway with missing experienced players and to have a very, very young team, but the performance that they put in, it just shows what they're capable of.
And how are you fixed on the injury front this week?
Yeah, well, listen, we have a few injuries. So we'll see what Thursday brings, and hopefully we should be okay for Friday night.
There's been a few changes down in Cobh as well, Colin, since the last time you played them. Obviously, Stewie Ashton has moved on. Darren Murphy's come in there until the end of the season. So do you think that'll have changed up their dynamic a lot? Will that change how you'll approach Cobh for Friday?
No, probably won't. So listen, I know Darren. Darren's a good lad. He's a very good coach, and he's got he's brought in some lads. He's brought in Flinney as well with him, and so listen, they've got some good players. They're a good squad. But it's just that we need to keep saying it. We'll put a game plan together, the coaches, the players, and hopefully on Friday night that'll be good enough to get the 3 points again.
Carl, I suppose you've your team playing with a lot of belief now in terms of the the run you're on, unbeaten in 5. So that's very pleasing, isn't it? That seems to be a good belief among players now to get results.
No, it is. It is, and listen, the performances have been good, Trevor. Listen, I think if fans and people outside are watching the players playing, I think they're giving everything for the jersey, and I showed that against Galway the other night. Listen, we defended. Galway are very powerful on set plays, throw-ins. They defended the box. We could have done it better, but they defended even in the second half. They put their bodies on the line, and they said we kept going and we got the winner, and we seen out the game, which was very pleasing as well. Do you know, probably going back about 2 months ago, we could have been done by giving away city possession, but they didn't. They seen out the game, and as I said, they're learning. But as I said, they're still young lads, but they've been around now for a while, so it's that we need to have those standards and those performances every week. I know that can be difficult, but as a team, for coaches ourselves and players, that's what we're demanding from all the players at the moment.
Yeah, and as everyone knows, during the season you were struggling for goals, but 7-0 in the last 3, Colin, that's also very pleasing, isn't it? You've been taking your chances.
No, we have. Listen, I think going back to the other night, Dylan got a fantastic goal. Dara Crowley as well, and Sean Kennedy. The 2 lads up top, Cian Murphy and Bennon. Listen, they're a handful for any defenders in the league. As I said, they work great running behind the ball, running off the ball. Is that they work very, very well together, and obviously, and it's great to see. I know that at the start of the year, a lot of people were questioning them, saying we need strikers and we need it. But listen, the lads they've gone up there, they're causing defenders problems, and it's great to see. And I'm delighted for the lads to get the goals and put in the performances, because they're showing people that they can play in this league.
Yeah, the new signings seem to be settling in well. Good game from Aaron Bolger. You know, you must be pleased with that, are you, Carl?
Yeah, no, listen, as I said, Barry came in. Barry's played well. Aaron came on in the second half, and I thought he came on and he controlled the game. He's a very, very good player. We were just being a bit cautious with him because he's a small bit of a groin injury, so that's the reason, you know, we were looking after him that way. But when he came on, I thought he was very good. He's played in a lot of big games already. He's a still young lad, but he's played a lot of big games. Obviously, when I was working with the Irish under-19s with Tom Moan, he was a very good player for that team. So it's there's a lot more to see from him, and I think, listen, the player that he is, listen, I think a lot of people will appreciate him in Cork.
Yeah, I'm just looking at Carl, for a chunk of the season, a good chunk of the season, you've been third bottom, second bottom. There's a chance now on Friday, you know, with a win you can move up to 7th. You know, just a point behind 6th potentially. So, you know, it's crucial obviously to win and, you know, try and jump up the table and come with a strong finish.
That's the plan, Trevor. As I said, listen, we look at Friday night. It's going to be a difficult game, but as I said, we need to go and get the 3 points. And that's every game till now to the end of the season. The challenge again to the players is that we had a great performance last week. Can you do it again this week? So it will be difficult. As I said, with Cobh, it always is difficult. So it makes it be an entertaining game. But as I said, listen, it's one that we'll be hoping to get to 3 points.
Yeah, it should be a cracking game, Colin. When you look at, you know, both sides in form, you're unbeaten in 5, they're unbeaten in 4. So both sides going into the game with form, so it could be a bit of a cracker on Friday night.
I hope it is, and I hope it is, and I hope it goes our way. But it is, and it, you know what I was saying to Colin there is that, listen, it's great to get the fans back in, get the fans from Cobh up, obviously our own fans ourselves, and create a bit of an atmosphere there, because, you know, it's been a rough time for everybody, you know, even, you know, with the football and all that kind of stuff. So it's great to get them back in, and I hope everybody enjoys the game Friday night.
Yeah, I was down in St. Cohen's Park Saturday night for that lone game, Colin, and their 2 centre backs were terrific, Charlie Lyons and Ben O'Reardon, and both sent off. They were, you know, when you look at Cobh, they've had 3 clean sheets over the last 4, and I think Charlie Lyons, to be fair, and Ben O'Reardon have been outstanding from. So from a Cobh's point of view, it's a big loss. Maybe chance for Eno to get at him on Friday.
Listen, the 2 players that you mentioned, they've done very well for Cobh. They're 2 good players, but Trevor, they'll replace those players. They'll replace them, and listen, they'll put lads in the centre backs that have been comfortable. They've got some experienced players, so they'll be fine. They'll be fine. Will there be a loss? They probably will be, but they'll have players coming in ready to, and it's an opportunity for those players then to stay in the team. So No, listen, no matter what team they'll put out, Trevor, they'll be a strong side.
Just the last one for me, Cole. Like, how will you approach Friday night? Is it kind of same as any other game, or is there an extra bit of spice like that you need to get across the players how important it is not to lose this game, kind of thing?
No, listen, just play the game, not the occasion, really, isn't it? Just say, listen, we've got a job to do. Everybody knows their roles. Just do that to the best of your ability, and hopefully we should be okay.
Colin, you mentioned earlier there's 7 or 8 players involved in the team who play at Galway, came through the club's academy. You, Sean Kennedy, Benino O'Brien, Whitmarsh. What's that been like for you as a coach, integrating young teenagers, young players into a senior team in a very competitive league like the First Division?
I've worked with the lads for a few years because obviously, myself and Richie Holland, obviously Richie, the assistant, that we had them boys at under-19s and we brought them through. At the start it's been tough. A lot of people question them, saying are they good enough. They've taken time to adapt to the league. They're in fine form at the moment, but it's great to see the young lads, Cork lads, coming through, representing the club. You'll see the belief they had the fight, the hunger, that desire that they had against Galway. Is you need to have that to be a football player. They're showing that at the moment, but it's it's great. It's great to see young lads come through. We've worked with them over the last 2 or 3 years, but it's great to see them obviously maturing as players, as people. But it's good to get the performance as well, and obviously players to probably get the recognition that they at the moment that they're deserving.
Have you passed any advice on from yourself from your own playing experiences?
No, listen, all I say is just listen, when they come into training, just be the best professional that you can be. Just be as fit as you can, be as strong, and don't have any excuses. As I said, listen, it's for me, listen, it's an honour for me to be sitting here as the Cork City manager. Listen, I love my time playing with Cork City. It's the best club in the country. These kids are so lucky to be playing for Cork City. When the fans come back in, when the stadiums are opened, the fans come back in their thousands. The players then will see they can see the size of the club and the support that they have. Is that, listen, it's a massive opportunity for them to play Cork City at a younger age. Listen, it's up to them then what they want to do with their careers. You see, a lot of players have gone from Cork City over to England, and they've made a career for themselves. So this is an opportunity for them. Some will take it, some won't. But I like to think that the coaching that we give them here and the opportunities, that the majority will take that opportunity.
Just one last question for myself. I spoke to Liam Kearney last year about he played along with Neil Horgan in Cork City team in the Munster Senior League in the late 1990s, early 2000s. And I spoke to a few coaches about this. Do you think there needs to be more wider structures in place for players to bridge the gap between under-19s and senior football?
I do think so, yeah. I think so, and that's just my opinion. I think there has to be, if there's an under-23 league or something like that players in the first team that can drop down, that players that are not playing in the first team can drop down and play in the 23s. And the big thing from that is that when, like, if it's a 17 or 18 year old playing under 23s, now they're playing with senior professionals that they're coming down, and sometimes they learn a lot more on the pitch than they would do sometimes off a coach, because when you're out there it's decision making, and it's sometimes those senior players will bring through the lads through the game. So for me, I think the gap, I think if there was a 23s, it would be fantastic for both the underage players to play with the senior players, because you see a lot of clubs over in England now that they're getting in ex pros and they're playing with the under 23s, the under 18s. It's give the younger boys good habits on the pitch and off the pitch. So it's I think it would be great, but it's probably up to the FBI to say that, isn't it?